Christian Perron, you want to join us? I'll pull another chair up. Or here, I've got one. Who? Say who?
Vincent Pamon is also here.
Who?
Vincent is also here.
Vincent. Okay. Okay, so let's just hit it. Let's just hit it, Christian. And please this time be kind to me and all of us, and try to be succinct and brief.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. And we are all against the globalists, but here I am like in a family, and we are all for globalization of truth and I'd say friendship. So, as I know, as for some of you, I worked as a professor of medicine in France, but I was involved in to counsel many governments, had official positions. And I worked for WHO, and I could see how WHO, when I was vice president of a European Committee for Vaccination, was colonized by the Bill Gates Foundation and by Big Pharma. So I was punished because I spoke out. I was fired from my position of head of my department. But in fact, I continue to fight with colleagues to publish data in peer-reviewed journals because there was a lot of fake news or fraudulent articles in the literature. And to publish this data was very important because I was less attacked because it was published and not only a charlatan ID. So to publish, we filed complaints in justice against ministers, against the authorities, to support also victims of the so-called vaccine. And I was fired from all the televisions. Now televisions in France are not allowed to invite me. All the newspaper wrote very aggressive articles saying that before I was a nice guy, but now I'm a foolish person. But I continued to speak out, to publish in the alternative media, who are also censored, but it's not so censored. But in fact, we have to continue because we have some people from Romania here. We are not yet in the Ceausescu regime, but we are going progressively, like the experience of the frog in the boiling water, and people in France, and I think in many countries, don't realize now that we are going slowly toward a kind of tyranny. But to end, because I have to be short, I'm confident because these globalists are digging their own grave, because they are destroying everything. In France, they destroy medicine, difficult to find a doctor now. People are dying in the emergencies in the best hospitals. They are destroying education at school. They are destroying economy, technology, agriculture. And I don't know if you saw what happened in Paris yesterday. I was very surprised. There is a big exhibition for agriculture. It's a very popular exhibition each year. Always the President of the Republic comes to share hands with farmers, drink a little wine, and to share the good products of the French agriculture. In fact, our president there was thousands of protesters, thousands of cops inside. They gassed everybody, and the president ran very fast. This guy is running fast, and his colleagues and ministers behind were running also out of breath, and he escaped, and he could go into a car which was nearly circled by the protesters. So that's France today, a country where the president in the media is a beloved president with fake polls giving good support, but in fact he's not able to go out of his palace without 2,000 cops to defend himself. So it was not the Bastille Day, but and I've heard, coming to Washington, I didn't know that the key of the fortress of the Bastille is here in Washington, so Lafayette gave it to Washington. So we have to to keep confidence, and all together we will fight, because they are afraid, we are not afraid, so we have to continue to communicate. So I will stop there because I could speak longer, but there are a lot of people. It's enough, yes? I said I stop now.
G'day. We don't really talk like that. I'm from Australia. I'm Rafael Latasta. I used to be a pharmacist, which made me very skeptical about big pharma. Then I became an academic. Don't look up my work. It won't excite many of you. And then I worked for a hospital, the biggest children's hospital in the country, and a vaccine mandate came in. I'll first briefly tell you about the lockdowns. We had some of the biggest lockdowns in Australia, and it was very long. Once we got to the vaccination target, they said, we want more people vaccinated. So the lockdown just kept going and kept going. And then when we got to the end of the lockdown, when they finally got their vaccination target, because they bullied enough people, they